Hello everyone! Today I want to show you something about the Arnold Render View, something I've enjoyed working with and something that has bugged me a bit. Under Render here we have Debug Shading. This is really useful because you can view your mesh in different ways. So for example, you can see if the subdivisions are correct, you can check the displacement in an easy to view image, and other things like lighting, occlusion, whatever, right? You have normals. Yeah, I mainly use this for the wireframe and the basic, and it's been really helpful when I'm debugging a scene, especially if it's about the displacement. This is a bit cumbersome to reach, right? So up here we have toolbar icons. Under Windows toolbar icons, we can add the debug shading icon to this list up here, and now we can easily change it up here. And this is much easier to work with. And one little trick that I found out, it's you can use the isolate select view to quickly go back to shading, like just double click it and you're back to shading, because it goes to isolate select mode, and if you unclick it, it doesn't go back to the mode it was before, but it just goes back to shading. So yeah, isolate select view, if you don't know what that means, that's basically if you have a node editor, a node selected, you can view the output of that node. So for example, if you have a texture that drives the displacement, you can select the node, the file node in the node view, node editor, and then you can click the isolate select view and you will see the output of the node, so the black and white image that produces the displacement. Anyways, this menu is really nice and I like it and I want to keep it. And also what I really like to have is show render tiles, so I can be sure it is actually rendering and not doing something else while I'm waiting for nothing. And the problem I had that was really bugging me is that when I close Maya, I don't need to save this scene right now. When I close Maya, we have the issue that if I restart, these settings are gone. And this is really annoying. So to fix this, I researched this a bit and found out a way to make Maya enable these options. Under here, show render tiles and the toolbar icon, enable these options on startup. And what you need to do is go to your Maya scripts folder. So you have Maya preferences. In my case, I have made a separate folder for this. Usually this is in documents. So if you go to your computer and you go to documents, usually there's a Maya folder here. I have it too, but I don't use this folder. I have it on a separate drive for reasons that I won't get into right now. So this is my version 2022, and in here we have the scripts folder, and in there you need to create a userSetup.py. Maybe you already have this. I had to create it in my case, and by default I think it's not there. So you create this, you can just go right click new and choose a txt file, then call it userSetup. I'm gonna spell with two t's to just have a different one, and .py. And if you press enter, it will ask for the file extension. That's all right. And here you have this file. I already have it, so this one I don't need. And yeah, this note that the spelling has to be correct, right? So this is the way it has to be spelled. And you can open it. I open it with code. Usually, I already have it open here. And what you have to put in there is this bit of code. What's in here is an evalDeferred. evalDeferred means that some command, some string that has some code in it, will be executed on startup, but after everything else is done. So it will only evaluate this as soon as Maya is in idle mode. So as soon as the plugins are loaded and everything else. This at the end here also says that any other idle evaluation that's scheduled should be evaluated before this. I'm not really sure that this is needed, but I just keep it in there just to be sure. And in here we have a command. We can unpack this a little bit for better, to see it better. I've put this in triple apostrophes now. I don't know what it's called, but in triple thingies, because we have others in here, and I had some problems with it. I'm not sure if it's really. There might be a better way. I don't know. In there we have a mel.eval. That means this is a Python script, right? And the command we are using to set these options, show debug shading icon, is a mel command. So it's running in the Maya embedded language. So the internal language, the internal coding language of Maya. And to run this with a Python script, we are using mel.eval. And in there we have in another string. That's why these apostrophes thingies are here. In there we have the actual command that we are running in the end, which is Arnold RenderView option show debug shading icon 1 and show render tiles 1. You can find more of these commands in the documentation. I'm in the Arnold RenderView window. I'm gonna put the link in the description if you want to look at this. And down here you have apparently not all the options, because the show render tiles option is not in here. But apparently, as I'm not sure if it's with everything like this, but apparently if you look at the name in the menu in Maya, that's the same spelling, the same capitalization and stuff like in here. So yeah, that's how I made the render tiles, show render tiles option. It's not in this list here, but it works. Anyways, these are not available options. I don't know if you need any of those. I just needed the debug shading icon and the render tiles. And yeah, this is packed into these two commands. One to evaluate the mel command in Python, and the other one to evaluate all that in the next idle time and not right at the start when Maya starts. Because if we just do that here, or just do the eval, the mel.eval, it will evaluate this command at the start when Maya starts up, and it will not have Arnold loaded yet, so it won't find the Arnold Render View. And then it just won't work because it doesn't have the Arnold Render View, so it can't change the option. Alright, so I've put this in here. Let's save this and let's restart Maya. And as you can see, the shading, the debug shading menu is there, and on the Windows, show render tiles is enabled. So this way, it's always enabled by start, and you don't have to go into this menu and enable it, because I did that so many times and it's so annoying. I'm not really sure why Autodesk doesn't make this a default, because I think it's really useful and it should be there by default, but yeah, for some reason they didn't. But we can fix it just ourselves with some code, and I think that's really amazing. And yeah, I hope this could help you a little bit. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you can use this yourself. Yeah, it will really help me if you like and share the video. So if you want to do that, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, have a great day and bye-bye.